Good evening. Just waiting for someone to pop on so I can get started. I lost a Post-it note. Oh, here it is. There we go. I had lost a Post-it note where I wrote something down that I wanted to mention, and so I found it. I will go ahead and get started. When you come on, make sure you say hello. I'll go ahead and do a introduction, but good evening. Today is Wednesday, June the 16th, I believe, and sorry, it was a cat that just didn't quite make it on the table like he intended to. The cats are really active, so we might see them poking around in the background and hear them running, but I'd rather have them doing that than be yelling the entire time, because I'll put them in the laundry room and close the doors. So, but welcome. Today is, this evening is Wednesday, June 16th. My name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that lives in the San Antonio, Texas area. I'm live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in order to show you how to use, something's about to happen here. Hi Beverly, hi Denise. In order to show you how to use your Stampin' Up! Products to make your scrapbook page layouts. And if you're not a scrapbooker, that's okay. You can still get inspiration from what you see on Wednesday evenings in order to do framed pictures, framed art, whatever you want to do. You can mix it up. You don't have to do complete page layouts unless that's what you're here for. Hi Margaret, thank you for sharing. But I do live in the San Antonio, Texas area. I'm here to basically see, look, he's back there already getting started, to share with you all of the Stampin' Up! Products and what we have to offer, and to show you how you can use those in order to make your scrapbook page layouts. Sunday afternoons, I'm live in order to do other things like cards, home decor items, projects, whatever else. Y'all know me on Sundays. I like to mix it up and do a little bit of everything. Denise wants to know how the temperatures are my way. Hot. Today, when I got in my car, I went out, ran some errands. It was registering 102, but after my car got going, the lowest it got down to was, I want to say 99. But it's still, y'all are gonna laugh at me. About 3 days ago, I've never had one in my entire life, but about 3 days ago, I finally bought a sun visor. The visors that go on your windows to keep the sun from blaring down and like melting your back end when you get in your car, and to protect your steering wheel from when you touch it. I finally bought one. I'm 48 years old and I finally bought me one. It took that long for me to get one because my skin is really sensitive to extreme temperatures. Well, I guess anybody's would be if you're touching something that's 100 and something degrees, but I'm like extra sensitive, and so I just felt like, okay, this is going to be the summer that I'm going to end up burning myself, getting into my car. And so yeah, I just broke down and bought one. And you know what? I love it. I get in my car and nothing is like hot to the touch. It's warm, but my seats are comfortable to sit in. I mean, it's like, who knew? Who knew? Thanks, Beverly. You think you just shared? All you have to do, there's a button that just says share. It's a share, and then it has like an arrow. Share. And that's all. And then it just shares it to your timeline. But I do appreciate you guys, and when you share my videos, you know, this is something that I do. This is all I do. This Stampin' Up is my business, and so when you share, it does help my business as far as showing the video to more people. As you know, if you've been watching me for a while, that share gets you an extra entry onto the wheel, and so so it's a win-win for all of us, and a lot of people win with sharing. I know you guys see, because I do I do the drawings live now. You can see my cat back there giving himself a bath. I'm telling you, there's something, I don't know if it was a full moon or what, but the cats have just been kind of extra active lately. So, we'll go ahead, let's see, product post, and I hit, we'll see. But thank you, Beverly. Hi, Marianne and Veronica. Let me make sure I got everybody. Thank you for sharing, Denise and Veronica. Yeah. Okay. I think I caught up. I think. If I missed you, I'll go back in when I'm like editing the video and posting the stuff in the comments. But if you are watching me right now and you see a live in one of these top corners, I don't know, I'm directionally challenged, then you're watching me live on Facebook. Otherwise, you're probably watching me on the replay on Facebook, or you could be watching me on my YouTube channel. And if you're watching me from YouTube, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And so let's go ahead and get started. Tonight we have a new layout, but you know, I got to go through a couple of announcements. There's some news and more news, and then of course, you know, we have to do a drawing for last week's video. So let's get this flipped around, and let me move this a little closer. Bear with me. Gotta move this a little closer so I can see some comments, and then let me straighten this out. I want to make sure my phone doesn't pop out. I think we're good. I think we're good. Nobody touch anything. Move that off to the side. Let's do a drawing. Let's do a drawing for last week. So, with my scrapbook layout videos, I just give random prizes. I sort of gave up trying to do things that coordinate with what I'm doing every week. So I just go into my little extra prize goodie basket and get some things out that I know anybody and everybody could use and enjoy. So, let's see. There we go. We're going to give away some you know, the holidays are coming up, so we're going to give away some holiday rhinestone basic jewels. You got 5 different colors, 3 different sizes, and these are going to come in real handy when we start working on some holiday projects. And I am looking for okay, I'm good now. I'm good. And this is how you can get into the drawings. Every single week, when you like my video, or, you know, do the heart at the beginning, you know, when you like, heart, laugh, whatever it is, that emoji, when you do that, or you comment, or you share, that gets you on the wheel. And then when you share, you get 2 entries, and then you have to type share or shared in the comments in order for it to count. Okay, because Facebook doesn't always tell us who all shared. It does for a little bit, and then it just stops. So I don't depend on that because it's not really accurate. So I just rely on you guys telling me that you shared. And then I'll do the drawing live. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. And where's my sound? There we go. It was down. It even sounds like a wheel. Who is it? Who is it? Donna Hall. I don't know that Donna's watching right now, but Donna, if you are, congratulations. I'm just looking on here. Hi, Diane. Marianne said I pointed in the right direction. Well, that's great, because you know what? I'm never going to remember that, Marianne. I'm never going to remember that, and I'm probably going to point in the wrong direction next week. Let me write this down. Donna Hull was the winner. Awesome. And Donna has won before, so I have her mailing address. And then let me get my little picture pulled up. Set that off there and just remind you that right now there's still some great deals to be had from the January to June mini catalog. Last chance. June 30th is the very last day that we can take advantage of the sale prices of everything that's retiring in this January to June mini catalog. There's a lot of great deals. In most cases, those bundled savings are going away. Things are marked down anywhere between 10% off up to 50% off. And as demonstrators, we get the discount price plus our normal demonstrator discount, which can range anywhere between 20 to 25% depending on our demonstrator status, and our title and so forth. So make sure that you go check out that list. Everything that I'm talking about right now, the links will be in the description after I'm done with the video. So you can go check things out there too. And when you join my email list, you also get a free PDF tutorial, but you're also going to get, if you don't already have a demonstrator that you get catalogs from, or you're not an active demonstrator already, you're going to get a free complimentary copy of our annual catalog. And if you're an active demonstrator, I have a different special gift for you. So just make sure you leave me your mailing address when you join. That way I can send you your free gift. And that's it. And then from that point on, you'll continue to get any of my communications, my newsletter. If you sign up to get my blog posts, you'll be on that. And then you can cancel at any time. There's no obligation. And then we are in a new paper pumpkin period. See, I got my things printed out a little prettier, but we're in a new paper pumpkin subscription period for our July kit, which is called The Adventure Begins. And this kit is going to contain enough supplies to create 12 cards and coordinating envelopes. If you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it is our monthly paper crafting subscription service, and the projects change every single month. Everything that you need to create those projects are in that box. You really just need maybe some snips, maybe a take your pick tool, just some other basic supplies, but generally it's always going to have your cards, it'll even have glue dots, dimensionals, any accessories that you need. They've completely revamped the instructions to where things are a lot easier to understand how to put the projects together. It's in color, the whole 9 yards. You really can't beat it. So if you're looking for a great way to build your ink spots, because you get an ink spot with it as well, and then every Paper Pumpkin kit has an exclusive stamp set for just that particular month. So if you're looking for a way to build your little stamp collection and your ink collection, Paper Pumpkin is the way to go. For $21 or $22 a month, depending on if you purchase it one time or you start doing month to month, and that includes shipping. And the subscription period every single month runs from the 11th until the 10th of the following month. So right now, the deadline to subscribe to July's kit is going to be July 10th. Okay, so but from now until the last live video, this is something that I'll just be reminding you every single week in case you want to grab the next month's kit. And the last thing I want to mention is there's a lot of colors that coordinate. They'll list the colors that coordinate with that particular kit, and my Paper Pumpkin subscribers automatically get 4x6 cuts of every single color. So I got a lot of cutting to do next month with the Paper Pumpkin kit. So that link will also be in the description as well. And if you are not about Paper Pumpkin and you want to see some of the other kits that we might have online, we do have an entire kits collection that's only available online. There's a couple of different kinds, whether you want to stamp or you don't want to stamp. And then they're 2 different prices. But go check those out as well. They'll change from time to time. Every kit is always going to be while supplies last. So if you're eyeing a particular kit that's online right now, you might want to grab it, because it might not be there when you decide to get on there and go get it. It might be something else that's going to be there. Okay, and then let me grab the monthly online ordering special before I get to this other stuff right here. Because everything that I'm talking about, the sales, the kits, Paper Pumpkin, whatever it is, and then also anything that you see demonstrated this evening. So if you see anything that you would like to purchase that I'm demonstrating, I do have a monthly online ordering special, and it's every single month it changes. So in the month of June, this is the host code, and then you can also scan that QR code and that'll take you straight to my website and automatically plug in that code for you. But when you purchase $25 or more on my website, you're going to get a free kit in order to make these 4 little cute note cards, and it comes with a Paper Pumpkin box, a mini Paper Pumpkin box that you can decorate. But these are the 4 cards and coordinating envelopes that uses the Well Wishes stamp set and also the Sweet Symmetry Designer Series paper. So you're going to get all the supplies you need in order to make these. I can't do any stamping, so you will have to own the stamp sets, or you can substitute it with something else you might have. But you will get all the supplies that are already cut for you, die cut for you, any accessories, embellishments, and if your order is $50 or more, you're going to get a spool of the Flirty Flamingo metallic ribbon. Or if that's not available by some chance, it'll be a package of the opal rounds, because I use the opal rounds in this. But I got a few extra rolls of ribbon just in case it's not available when I need to order the rest of them. So, but they'll all come in these, they'll all my words are like mixing up right now. They all fit. Goodness, Barbara. They all fit in this mini Paper Pumpkin box. And they're note card size. It's not the standard size, just so you know. Our note cards, there's 20 to an envelope, and 20 to a package, and come with envelopes. But you can see the difference between like our standard size. This is the card that I cased from the catalog this past Sunday. But see, it's not a huge difference, but it is a difference. And you can still mail these, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, but that's the monthly online ordering special for the month of June. Okay, and then this is a free digital download where you can go to my website. I had FedEx go ahead and finish printing this for me, but this digital download is free, by the way. And Stampin' Up! Created this in order to celebrate World Diversity Day. It is a 14-page, there's 14 pages in all the different languages, because Stampin' Up! Is in other markets as well. I'm trying to get this so you can kind of see all of these images, sentiments. You've got them in other languages. Don't ask me what these languages are. Colors, there's different colors, so you can kind of pick and choose, and it's all based on the market, so every page is like a different page. Some of y'all that have maybe been out into the world, I don't get out very much. I really don't. So, I think that's, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to say it was wrong, but I recognize the apple pie. So this must be the United States one right here. Yeah. And then, I don't know, this looks like, I don't know, you guys. I just know it's a bunch of different languages, sentiments, pictures, but it's a free digital download. So you can go to my website, go download it, print whatever you want, make whatever cards you want. When they're asking that if you make cards with these, that you use the hashtag United Through Creativity and hashtag Diversity Day in order to share what you're making with the free digital download. Okay, so let me put that there. And then, hi Kathy, I'm gonna catch up with some comments. Hi Kathy, hi Melinda. I think I got it. I think I caught up, I think. And then the last thing I want to mention is I am going to be having a Stamp into Summer promotion. I decided to start it with when summer starts, which is June 22nd, which is why I hadn't said anything about it before, because I knew I had some time before summer actually started. And it's going to run all the way through August the 2nd. And this is going to be an opportunity to earn some entries for some new mini catalog product prizes. And those prizes will be available for us, well, for everybody really, August the 3rd. So that's why I stopped it August the 2nd, because August 3rd, I want whoever wins, I have to have a little bit of time to tally up everything. But you have an opportunity to win, and I'm going to be giving 3 top entries. On June 22nd, I will activate the blog page that has all of this information. But just to give you an example of how you can earn some entries, let me just bring this up a little bit. This and a few more details will be on the blog page, but you can earn points by ordering. You can earn points by sharing something you've made with a prize you've won from me, or something that, well, you can recommend or write a review on my Facebook page, blog. You can join my Paper Pumpkin subscription club, classes, bringing a friend, hosting your own Stampin' Social, and then there's a bonus, which is registering for my October fall retreat to go, or in person if it's not fully booked, which right now it's half booked, and I'm about to release that out for anybody else to join us. There's only 6 spots available. So, but this promotion starts June 22nd. So, June 22nd, I'll tell you, go to my blog. You can look at all of this, get all the details of how many entries. And then it'll end August the 2nd. And then we will see who the top 3 are that have entries. Okay? Exciting. I've never done a summer promotion before. Or if I did it, I never really started it and went through with it, because something else probably took over in that spot. So that's going to be something exciting that I'm looking forward to doing with all of you for this summer. But let's look at what we're going to do today. If you have your annual catalog, pages 10 and 11 features a suite called Beauty of the Earth. Gorgeous. I love the colors. We're talking about Mary Merlot, Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee, Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, and Misty Moonlight. And let me show you, I've got 6x12 cuts here. The designer series paper, it comes in 12x12, 2 sheets of each design that you see here. But look at all those colors. And then on the flip side, we have these other coordinating images, so you can kind of see everything kind of coordinates with each other, which I love with Stampin' Up. They take all of that guesswork out for you and just give you what you need if you struggle with color coordination. So we're going to be using some of this designer series paper today. Not all of the sheets, just a couple of the sheets. And then we're also going to be using, well, I used the Beauty of Friendship stamp, and I also used the dies. And then it also, as a suite, it also comes with a 3D embossing folder called Bark, which gives like the effect of tree bark. Now the entire suite is $73.50. The bundle, you can get the stamp set and the dies. So here's the stamp set, and then there's the coordinating dies. You can get the bundle at 10% off, and the bundle by itself is $52. And then the designer series paper is $11.50, and the folder, the Bark 3D embossing folder, is $10. So in the supply list, you're going to see it as a suite, and then you're going to see it as a bundle, and everything kind of broken down depending on, you know, if there's something specific, like you just need the embossing folder, you know, that'll be listed in there. Or if you just want the stamp, that'll be listed in there. But you'll be able to see that there's a price difference when you get it as a bundle. Okay, and then I'm also going to be pairing it with, there's a couple other things I'm adding. We have this other embossing folder, which I believe is called Woodlands. Is it Woodlands? Oh, that was the old one. Sorry. Evergreen Forest is another 3D embossing folder that I used. I've already done it, but I did use it, and that'll also be in the supply list as well. Okay, so everything I've already die cut, embossed, and everything. So we're just going to be assembling. Okay, so we're just going to assemble, and then I've got this 12 by 12. Oh, I love this color. This is what is this? This is Mossy Meadow. I don't know. I was thinking of the embossing folder name, and that was still stuck in my head. But anyway, this is Mossy Meadow. And when we have colored cardstock, you can only get those in the variety packs. So in order to get this color, and then I also used Cajun Craze, you would have to get the Neutrals variety pack and then the Regals variety pack. But you could probably get away with getting 8.5 by 11 Cajun Craze. That's the other color that I'm using. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put, I have to figure out my little game plan because I have these have to go in like a particular order in order for me to not try to forget anything. Oops, that just totally fell. That fell on the floor. Okay, so let me just put some adhesive on here. When I was thinking about this paper, I was thinking about the fact that this weekend is Father's Day. So I was thinking kind of something masculine-y, but at the same time I was also thinking, you know, it's also the summer. People are going camping. People are going hiking. So this is basically just trying to get this on straight. Going to be a layout that could probably encompass both. My vision behind this was going camping with some friends and being able to make a scrapbook page layout with people hiking. You know, the trees, the trails, animals, whatever it might be. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one right here. There's no rhyme or reason as to why it's only maybe an inch away from the left, but I'm going to put that right there. And all I did is I matted this piece of designer series paper onto this piece of Cajun Craze. Okay, and then I've got this one long piece. This is why I use the 12 by 12 Cajun Craze, so that I could pull this off. But I also used that folder, the other folder, what did I say it was? Evergreen. This one. Hold on, you guys. Let me get this right. Evergreen Forest. Okay. So I have a 12-inch strip of Cajun Craze, but the folder is only 6 inches wide. So if you're wondering how I managed to pull that off, and I have a continuous embossing on here, so half of it goes in, and then I embossed it. I ran it through the embossing machine. And then I figured, this is just me, but I figured because this only goes one way, so this design only goes one way, I couldn't put the paper in this way because the folder opens this way. So I was like, okay, well, how am I going to do that then? So I thought, let me just do this. So after I did the left side, I just turned my paper around and ran it back through. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but then it's raised on one side and it's like the other side on the other side. Well, I figured it didn't really matter because people aren't going to be looking at that level of detail, and it's really like an illusion. So I was like, well, let me just do that then. So I put it in one side, embossed it, took the same piece of paper, flipped it around, ran it through again, and then now I have what appears to be a continuous piece of embossed, a 12-inch strip, by the way. Okay, so that's how I did that. And you can't tell. If you look at it, you literally cannot tell. It's crazy. So I'm going with that, but what I am going to do is I'm going to put my adhesive on my cardstock all the way along the bottom because it was just easier for me to do it that way. So this piece goes down flat with the bottom. See if I can get that level there. There we go. I put this on over this so that, you know, in case it was a little off on the measurements, it looks seamless is all. That's all. That's the only reason I did that. Okay, and then I also have this large piece of designer series paper that I'm going to kind of use as a mat, but then I also have these other pieces that are going to be reserved for a picture. Let me make sure I'm putting adhesive on the right side. When you run your cardstock through, see if I can line this up. When you run your cardstock through your trimmer, the blade pushes the paper down. So when you go to put adhesive on, you have to make sure that you're putting the adhesive on the rough side, the side that has the little bitty lip on the edge. So this one, I'm just building a photo mat, a really large photo mat. I think this will easily fit a 4x6 picture. And if you were doing this page, you could do it vertically or you could do it horizontally. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to mat this on top of this piece of designer series paper, just to help give it some background. Okay. And then this whole piece is going to go right here. I think I got it about halfway. So you can see all of these colors just really coming together. I mean, they really do come together. Okay, so on this side, there's a couple of things happening. I've got some mats. We're going to be able to put a couple of pictures on the side. Originally I had, and then by the way, I did emboss this mossy meadow with that bark embossing folder, so you can kind of see the detail of that. And I don't think it really matters. I'm going to do it kind of vertically. So if you have smaller pictures that you want to put on the side, you can do that. And I did that with both of the pieces of this bark 3D. That way just a little bit of the embossing shows through. Okay, so I have 2 mats. Okay, and so what I'm going to do with these mats is I'm going to put these up with dimensionals. So let me get some dimensionals and peel those off. We're going to pop these pictures up. And these are sticky dimensionals. Goodness, those are really sticky. Okay, and then I'm going to put one of them right here. And then let me get some dimensionals on the back of this one, and then I'm going to have to put that other piece of paper in between just to give me a guide as to where that last piece is going to go. Because the middle one, I decided afterwards that we need something to basically document the day or document what's going to be happening on this 2-page layout. And I wanted to do it on this particular page here. So I've got a photo mat. Let's do this. We're going to put this one a little bit higher, leave just a little bit of that up there, and I might have to move this one down. Yep, I need to move this one down. So good, it didn't do anything bad. Let me put that there. That's going to go in the middle, but I'm going to be stamping on this one. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is it's okay if it shows up a little bit on this Cajun Craze. It's all about spacing on here. Okay, so now I have these 3 on here. These 2 I can reserve for pictures, and then this one I'm going to be stamping on, and we're going to do the stamping last because there's something else that I want to show you with a different stamp set that you might have been wondering how to use. Okay, so what I did 4 in the Beauty of Friendship stamp set with the dies. I did 4 of these trees. So you've got this detailed tree, and then you have like a shadow tree that'll help put some shadow onto your tree. So I did 4 of these, and we're going to put these just as I was using scraps, you can tell, just as some extra fluff on here, because we are thinking, you know, they're on a trail, they're hiking, they're camping, they're doing something. And then you can't really tell, but there are 2 different trees. This one has Mossy Meadow stamped with both of these images right here. And then this one, I did 2 of these. One of them is stamped in full strength Mossy Meadow with that image, and then I stamped off in Mossy Meadow with the other image. So that's why you see a little bit of color variation. And I only did that because these that have minimal colors on it, that way it kind of looked like somewhere in front, somewhere in back, that kind of thing. So let me get these kind of randomly on there. This one's going to go back behind here. Just so we have a little bit of, we got some trees down here. Woodsy. And then I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it up a little closer. But like right underneath it, you have that embossing. So if people are looking at the trees, they're not looking at it like, oh, look, she did that embossing backwards. No. They're looking at pictures. They're, you know, they're looking at what's going on in the layout. Okay. And so let's see. So I got that. And then that same die set has these 2 little birdies. So I was like, let's put some birdies on there. Let's put a couple of birdies on there. But I didn't want to use white dimensionals, so I broke out the little mini black ones, because our dimensionals come in 2 different sizes. There's your standard large ones, and then we have them in mini, and then we also have them in black and white. So the white ones, you can get the large ones in packages all by themselves, and then you can get mini ones in separate packages. But the black ones come with large ones and mini ones. So you kind of get a little combo out of the deal with your black ones. But I'm using the black ones because if you used a white dimensional, Once again, not like anybody's really going to be critiquing your scrapbook, but you'd be able to see that white on the edge. But with the black one, it kind of blends in with the shadow, if that makes sense. It's not as noticeable. Okay, so we're just going to put one of those little birdies right there. You could certainly use white ones. You really could. But the black ones work really, really well when it comes to not making it as noticeable or obvious, I guess you could say. Okay, so I've got a little birdie there and I got a little birdie there. And then let me make sure there's nothing loose there, which is not. Okay, so then now we're going to work on this little piece right here, because this is the very last piece to this particular layout. And we're going to be stamping. And this was a complete afterthought. I did a couple of run-throughs, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to stamp one of the sentiments that's on the stamp set, this Friendships Refresh the Soul. So that's kind of where I got the idea to use this as like a camping type thing. Okay, so let me do something. Yeah, we need to stamp this close to the top based on the size that I cut here so that it would match with the other ones. But we're going to be stamping in Mossy Meadow, Friendships Refresh the Soul, and hopefully I will get this right the first time. I'm going to stamp this a little bit higher. Let me see if I can see exactly where I'm stamping. There we go. So we got that in the center. And then I'm going to break out the Memento ink for this other part that I'm going to be doing. And the other thing that I wanted to show you is I wanted to be able to document this particular layout with a date. So I'm going to be using this Days to Remember stamp set. It's a new one that's in the annual catalog. It might look a little confusing because you're like, what in the world is going on with this month here? So it actually was really, really easy to use. I know other people have probably done videos with templates, the whole 9 yards, and I'm like, okay, I need something easy. So I sat down and figured it out myself. So I'm going to show you my version, which requires no templates whatsoever. If anything, I'm using a baby wipe. Okay? So to use this stamp, this particular stamp that has all of this month stuff happening going on here, you are going to need, this is the I block. That's the one that seems to fit it the best. Okay? And I did line it up. I used the lines on here with just to line it up the best way I could. You can also get away with using your Stamparatus as well. So if you are really particular about everything being straight and you want it to look perfect, use your Stamparatus. I'm going to be freehanding this, but it's going to be an easy freehand. And as you can see on here, I have already mounted not just the stamp. You can see it's one continuous stamp. But I've also mounted the stamp that has the days of the week on the top. And I don't know about you, but I'm used to looking at calendars that start with Sunday and end with Saturday. And you also have in the stamp set, there's also another version where the day of the week here starts with Monday and ends with Sunday. So you've got a couple of options depending on what your preference is. And then as you can see, you've got the title of the months, and you've got some other fun little things so that if you're trying to circle a date on the calendar or happy birthday or do something, you've got some other little fun things that you can also add to your calendar, especially if you're doing like a little project. Okay, so in order to do this, I'm going to just use, let's see, I don't have an open calendar. Actually, let me open up a different calendar over here so I can see. Because I have, it all depends on if you have 30 or 31 days in the month. Okay, and June just happens to have just 30. So and then June also, I had to open up a calendar. June also starts on a Thursday. Okay, so what I did is I put my stamp down, and then the other stamp, which is a separate stamp, I just kind of moved it like a scale and started it on Tuesday. Hold on, am I looking at the right one? Hold on, you guys. May, June. Okay, I am looking at June. Have to make sure I'm looking at the right calendar. There you go. And then the width of this, let me see if I can explain this. It's exactly the same width as our stamp pads. Let me just say that. Okay, so if you're doing, let me go ahead and just use the Mossy Meadow. That way it can be, we're just going to use Mossy Meadow. I'll use Mossy Meadow for the calendar, and then for the title, I'll do the Memento ink. But let me line this up over here. Look at that. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And when you ink it, where the ink pad stops on both sides, it doesn't interfere with the other numbers. Okay, so basically this whole stamp set works on a sliding scale, and then you can customize it based on, you know, when you want your week to start, whether it's a Sunday or a Monday. And June only has 30 days, so that's why I was like, we're just going to use a baby wipe to cover up 31. Now there is a 30 over here, but the way things line up, it just wasn't happening. So I was like, yeah, we're just going to use a baby wipe. You can also cover it up with a Post-it note. If you have any of those little bitty dots that's about the same circumference of these numbers, after you stamp it, you can just cover it up. That way when you go to stamp it, it doesn't stamp 31 on one of the days. So it's a sliding scale depending on 28 days, the leap year, 30 days, 31, whatever it is. So I've gone ahead and stamped up June. I'm going to use today as an example. And then we're going to stamp it down here. But before you stamp it, I'm just going to take my baby wipe and undo. I'm going to wipe off 31. And if you're not fast enough like me and your ink dries, you can always give it that huff that you need. This is probably why it's easier just to cover it up. But I'm just trying to get all the ink off of the 31. And then I'll probably have to give it a huff. And when I give it a huff, all it does is it reactivates any of the dried ink. And then you can stamp it. Okay, so you'll probably hear me give this just a little huff, but I want to make sure all of that ink is gone off of that 31. So let me give it a huff. And then we're going to stamp this. Okay, give it just a little pressure. And then when you lift it up, it looks like I took a little bit of ink off the side of the 0 there. So maybe a Post-it note might have been a little bit better. But as you can see, there's my June calendar. But I want to stamp, let me stamp June in Memento ink, because that's a completely different stamp. And because it's photopolymer, we can see exactly where we're going to be stamping. So let's just put June right there. And if it was a particular date, we'll just do today's date. We can take the little circular stamp, mount it on that. You know what? Maybe we want it in a different color. What can we do? Let's use Cajun Craze. No. Let's use Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee will stand out. We're just going to circle, today's the 16th. We'll circle the 16th. There you go. That way if you wanted to mark the day, you've marked the day. And then I'm going to show you, if I can remember, I'm going to show you how to do like July. I had some extra, I'll move that out of the way. I had some extra basic white cardstock that we could use, just so I can show you that sliding piece. And now this piece right here, we can pop this up with dimensionals. Has anybody used the Days to Remember stamp set? You got a template, thoughts, suggestions, and then we're just going to mount this right here. No particular, we're not going to mat this with any other color. It's just going to be kind of a standalone little calendar just to commemorate the day that we have going on there. But there it is. This is going to be, can y'all believe I've already done 13? This is the start of the layout number 13. Because y'all, I started doing the scrapbook layouts at the beginning of the year. I thought that was a good time to start. And this is already our 13th layout. So wow. And thank you all for everybody that comes and watches me every single week. Thank you for coming and watching. But this is page 1 of layout number 13, using the beauty of the season. And look at that. Look at that. Cute. You got a big focal picture here. You got room for a couple of other pictures. If you didn't want a full width little calendar, you could certainly go ahead and mat another picture in there and have 3 of them on the side. Next week I'll be doing page 2 of this layout. But let me show you, because I have scraps here. And then let me get my chamois, because I want to clean the clean this calendar and show you. Let's do July. So July, looking for July. July starts on a Thursday. Okay? So let me make sure that's cleaned really, really good. July starts on a Thursday. So I just got a scrap piece of basic white here. And so what we're going to do, let me clean that a little bit better. Got some ink in between those numbers. Okay, so July starts on a Thursday. There's a couple of ways you can do this. I had just been peeling this off and putting this down so that I could have a steady hand when I was doing this. But this will sit like that, and then I can just kind of slide it where I need it to go, where I want it to start. And so July starts on Thursday. So we got Thursday, and then I'm going to just pick it up with my block. So then now I've got that. And then let me bring back, July starts on a Thursday and has 31 days. Excuse me there. And then let's go with inking that up. See, it's the perfect width of our stamp pads. Just giving that some ink. Making sure I got all of those on there. I think I did. And then when we go to stamp it, let me stamp that here. You've got your month of July, and then you can stamp July wherever you want to stamp July. But July starts on a Thursday, and it's got 31 days, and that 31st day ends on a Saturday. And so there's that. See? Cute. But see, it's just a sliding scale. Well, once you figure it out and how to line up the top and your numbers, you're good to go. That's all it is. But I can see how other people are doing templates. But I think I definitely need to invest in some small post-it notes to keep over here just to cover that up, so that I don't worry about accidentally taking off too much ink from like the next thing because I have unsteady hands or whatever it might be. But there you have it. I'm going to play with this a little bit more. I really am. And then I might even decide to do something like a different video that's a little bit more instructional. But I'm going to try a few things. That was this was the first time that I had used that particular stamp set, and I want to say it's only like $17 or $18. But think about all of the things that you can do with it as far as capturing dates or even making your own little calendars. I know that I'm used to buying them from like Tailored Expressions online, but now Stampin' Up! Makes it to where we can make them ourselves if we want to make them ourselves. And then you can also use your Stamparatus. I would definitely probably, if I'm going to be playing with this some more and doing multiples, that this is where your Stamparatus is going to come in really, really handy. That and then the grid lines to help line things up. So definitely going to play with that a little bit more. Hey, Stella. So yes, so there you have it. But definitely, if you have an opportunity to get that, get it, play with it. It's just a sliding scale, but it's like the science behind it. It's like, it'll blow your mind. I don't know, it blew my mind. I'm like, who, only really, I guess mathematical people can figure that out, but I don't know. After you figure it out, you'll be thinking the same thing. You're like, that's so easy to use, and it really is. It really is. But thank you for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoyed this layout. If you want to see page 2, you can join me next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, I will see you all Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. For something completely different. All right. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all stay hydrated. Check on your elderly neighbors. And have a great evening. Bye.